can't hear the gunshots. They can't hear the gunshots. Second episode without Fabs, and they still can't hear the goddamn gunshots. We are worthless. We are pathetic. We suck. We are terrible. We're here on a Friday. The sun is trying to peek out. The rain is settling in. The spring. Is it spring? Is it fall? It's definitely not summer.
It's not summer yet.
Close to winter, and these guys are not working. I'm pissed. Fabs thought he just leave the podcast, take away the gunshots.
I thought he was taking a hiatus.
Take away the alarm, take away the whatever. No, he's gone for now. Okay. He's got. I'm pissed, so he's gone for now.
Okay.
He's temporarily fired. I'm gonna start my own rumor. He's fired.
Yeah,
I fired him.
Okay.
For stealing the soundboard and giving us this. And then
that we can't hear,
and telling us now we can't even work it. Doesn't want to give us any tips. Nothing. It's okay, Fabs. It's okay. Texted him before when he was on the podcast. Text me back right away.
Now,
do not disturb.
those.
Yeah, we're gonna fight. I always said that I'm gonna make him fight me.
You got a long string of people who are gonna fight you.
But I now I feel like I may fight him.
Oh, okay.
On his wedding day.
Oh, Jesus.
If anyone has anything to say, please stand now. I'm gonna stand up.
Just hit him.
One of those Western movies where what's the song
You're literally gonna give him a gunshot.
See, we can't even play the song now. I'm gonna play it next week. I'm gonna get this board working. I'm gonna play it next week.
We're gonna get the board working. Don't worry.
It's gonna be face zoomed in on me, zoomed in on him. Who you got?
Between you and Fabs?
Yeah.
Oh, you're for sure.
Oh wow.
There I have confidence in you.
I got Fabs. But now for BP,
he's training. I'm telling you.
Anyhow, this is the best soccer / footy podcast in the world. Dad, I'm gonna do this podcast by myself. How dare you? The intern will be back in a month.
There you go.
So he says. I don't trust him at all, by the way.
No?
I don't trust him.
He's having a great time in Chile.
Well, wherever he's going in South America, I don't trust him.
Oh.
How can I trust him?
You can't.
He left for like 8 months or more.
Listen, it was that fateful night when we talked.
Yeah.
To find himself.
And abandoned the entire project in itself. Just when he was about to get a little pay raise. He was going to be the only one here that's getting paid.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. You're not getting paid?
Oh, I'm sure
I'm not getting paid. Fabs never got a dime. Maybe that's why Fabs. No, maybe that's why Fabs left. No, it's like I could use my podcasting skills elsewhere and pod with people that pay me.
Oh, if he's podding with other people, I'll fight him.
You see, you'll never know. You just wait till it blows up. That could have been us. Podders pod on Friday. You ready to pod?
I'm ready.
You're not supposed to say that you're ready to pod. Podding sounds so nasty, but we're running with it.
All right.
First ever Friday edition of the InnerViews Podcast. Why? Because we couldn't get it done yesterday, but we're here. Champions League breakdown, and the lights are on, even though light is on and out on the street. We're just gonna stick with that, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Kind of our thing.
I know, but what is our thing is that we can't even play the Law and Order music while it's playing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can hear it. Why can't they hear it? This is stupid. Whatever. I'm gonna stop complaining about the mixer. I'm so upset, man. Pissed.
Listen, next week on Monday we'll be back to normal.
I bet.
So 1 week.
You said next week. That's 2 days from now.
Well, the next time we pod,
yeah,
we'll have the soundboard working.
We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Fab's not gonna message me back until he's not gonna message me back till Tuesday.
You know what?
Giving me all the scoops on how to work this thing. He's gonna say, "Well, you guys should have listened. You guys should have watched while I was doing it."
Fuck him.
Anyways, well, stop hating on Fabs. Fab's a great guy. Braids of the podcast. He'll be back soon. Hope all is well. Prayers out to you and the fam. I'm not gonna stand up at your wedding. That's crazy. How would you feel if someone did that?
They would not be coming to the reception. That's for sure.
That is nasty. They stand up, but they give you all the reasons why you shouldn't marry your significant other. How do you respond?
With a gunshot.
They air out your it could go so far.
Yeah,
that's like someone's worst nightmare. Like, I just want to do it just for shits and gigs, and then sit right back down.
I would tell the priest just skip that line.
You kind of have to.
What
if the person comes and hits that line? I got something to say.
I'd be like, shut up. I'd be like, Father, continue.
That's crazy. You have a good week?
I did.
Before we get into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You?
There were a lot of stuff that happened this week, and I'll get to that in a second. Your phone is pissing me off. Anyhow,
the first time my phone's lighting up. It's normally yours.
Anyhow, I know I'm trash. I think the mics are working. We see some waves. We see some waves. Are you speaking to the mic? Yeah, we see some waves. This is how you know we're totally noobing it.
I know.
The waves are there. The mics are on. The camera's on. All the lighting is on.
Oh, my hydro bill's going through
the lighting outside is on, so that means that it's time. And that is the InnerViews Podcast, episode 69, special 69. Anything you want to think about with 69, this is the InnerViews Podcast, and we've hit 69, live and direct from Toronto, Ontario. It's your guy Tyrrell here on a quiet afternoon. We usually do nights, but today we decide to hit everyone when nothing was really going on. The Leafs won last night. We don't really care because we're not a Leafs podcast. Fabs is the only one. Maybe that's why Fabs want to enjoy the playoffs.
Fuck the playoffs.
I'm finding every conspiracy theory to put against him as to why he's not here. Whatever, the Leafs won. The Raptors play tomorrow. So that means the InnerViews Podcast has to write on Friday. Are we doing Friday next week as well?
Sure, if you want to. No, let's do Thursday next week.
Okay, so we're doing Thursday next week. We're going back to our regular time. This week was pretty much a real nice trial run without Fabs, the brains behind this podcast. If you thought we were lying, you can see now because there's no soundboard. And there's nothing really. It's just us.
It's just raw.
It's just us. And we're going to get through it because that's what we do. And yeah, we don't got much to really talk about this week. No. We don't got much. The Champions League quarterfinal first leg, everything that you want to know about that and any other soccer/footy news that happened this week. We're going to touch on that briefly because Dan has to go be young fed. And I don't want to interrupt that. Well, I tried to, but he looks pretty determined. He's got someone's ass to beat, so I'm going to support him because that's what good people do. Like I said, if you want to skip straight to the soccer and footy talk, you could click the timestamp below and we'll get you to that. I care about what Dan thinks because Dan is the only one here. No one else is here.
Better give a damn what I think.
They'll be back on Monday. Not Fabs, but everyone else will be back on Monday. The energy's back. I wasn't feeling the last podcast, even though a lot of people said that they did like it. I wasn't feeling it. I felt like the energy was off. I feel like we're still heartbroken because Fabs broke up with us. And we started it extremely later than normal. Yeah. And things weren't working and we were frustrated. But it's Friday. We had a nice week to really soak in all the games. You enjoyed them?
I did.
Dan enjoyed them. And I enjoyed them. And if that means that now, with the energy levels flowing, us being back to our best without the soundboard, we're going to do a great job.
Of course we are.
Because it's the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. And I've saw all these little soccer/footy podcasts trying to get their stuff off. That's great. There's no hiatus. We're here. We're not leaving. You're going to have to force us to leave. Or, give Dan the bag. I feel like the bag would persuade you to leave. Someone tossed you the bag, like, just quit the podcast. You'd quit.
Well, it depends on how big the bag was.
Yeah, you're trash. I wouldn't leave you, Dad. I would not leave you.
Yes, you would.
I would not leave you.
If somebody came with you with $1 million, you would leave.
Nope. Because I see the vision. Creators create, potters pod.
Hit that intro music.
I see the vision, Dad. I'm not playing with you. I see the vision. I see the vision. The gunshots. And the air horn. See, Fabs never hit the doubles.
No, he didn't.
I'm gonna hit the triple soon. Then the Law and Order is gonna come right at after. It doesn't feel the same without it. Anyhow, before we get into the soccer/footy,
what's your question?
Saw your sister.
Where?
Played. I saw her post a picture of you. Apparently, it was National Siblings Day.
Yes.
You didn't post one.
Nope.
You're trash.
Yep.
I'm happy. I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
You know what? Those National Sibling Day, National Pizza Day, National Dog Day.
Get it the hell out of here. Yeah, it was National Dog Day too.
Yeah.
They just
said it.
magically landed on the same week. Come on, folks.
Listen,
Come on, man.
I don't need a day to post something about my sister. If I wanted to post something about my sister, I would.
Yeah.
Every day should be National Siblings Day.
But you see, I'm cool with like you hit us. See, like I'm cool with her post because she hit us with the one. That's fine. But there are people giving us their entire their entire photo album. They took off the dust.
They posted one for national and then
sibling and the
then
day.
day.
Nah, you're trash.
Yeah,
you are trash.
I saw that with some people.
And it's funny because I love all the people that were doing it, but I'm like, nah, you guys are trash. Don't do it. Stop this. And the pet day. I don't care about your pet. No, I don't.
I was gonna say I hate dogs, but it's not true.
Oh, I told you they're gonna hate us because we're gonna hate on everything. We're gonna hate on the Leafs.
I sure as hell hate the Leafs.
The Leafs won.
Good for them. 4-1.
Yeah.
Score?
Yeah.
I won in Boston.
Yeah. I guess we kind of have to shout them out because we're from here.
Oh, okay.
It would be wrong not to. So un-Torontonian of you. Get it together.
I'm wearing the red for the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh my god.
I know you're a Detroit Red Wings fan.
Yeah. Shout out to the Wings. We keep flying.
Well, not in the playoffs, you do, but that's okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
We'll be back soon.
Yeah, you're taking a hiatus.
Anything else happened this week that really mattered? We kind of just went through everything kind of quickly.
No, I mean we were just here. What, Monday?
Yeah, we're here Monday, and then nothing really happened. Champions League just kind of took over Europa League. We're not talking about the Europa League.
Oh, okay.
Maybe semifinals.
Okay, so we'll wait for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because nothing really surprising happened. The only thing that really was the Arsenal Napoli, but that wasn't surprising because someone actually asked me like, who do I think was going to win? I was like, I expect Arsenal to win at home.
Yeah, so that wasn't a surprise.
But,
I mean,
but
you asked me if to watch the game.
Yeah.
So I listened to the producer.
Yeah, let the producer produce.
And I watched that game, and you know what? For the quality of the game itself was what I expected from two good quality teams. So in terms of quality of play, it was good. It wasn't a typical Europa League that we think is lower than the Champions League.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, it was high quality. The result was what I expected.
Yeah.
Arsenal winning at home.
Yeah. But I expect Napoli to win at home too.
Correct.
So
Correct.
My goal for Arsenal was to really beat them down.
Yep. And they did.
Yeah. And now the key thing is just if they could score, right?
Yeah, in the Sao Paulo.
Yeah, because if they could lose and score,
then they're okay.
Yeah, then they're gonna be fine, right? Yeah. So that's their test. But the other results kind of I expected Valencia to win, and they got the 3 away goals. Frankfurt kind of blew it because they got the red card, but they still got 2 away goals.
Yeah, which is fine.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
So they could win 2-0 at home, and they go through.
And they'll go through.
Yeah. Which is not far fetched.
What was the final result with Chelsea?
They won 1-0.
Oh, it was just that William.
Yeah.
Goal. Okay.
And I expect that. I think it's Marcos Alonso.
Oh, it was Alonso. Sorry. Yeah.
So so everything kind of went as planned. To be honest, in terms of the results.
Yeah.
Performance, I don't care. We come back for that next week.
Sure.
We got bigger fish to fry.
Champions.
The champions. The European king. I don't know who else is it. Pep. Spurs want a spur.
There was a lot of hate on Pep.
I know.
Did you feel that hate? You want? Sorry, I didn't even ask you where you want to start.
Yeah, because we didn't even really intro the podcast yet.
No.
We didn't give a shout out to all the YouTube subscribers.
Go. Sorry,
we're just getting off topic.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Fabs kind of like keeps things in order.
Yeah,
we're just all over the place. No, we're not all over the place, folks. Like I said, this is the best soccer/footy podcast in the world. Shout out to all the YouTube subscribers, the new listeners, the returning listeners. Shout out to those on Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and any Android apps you use on your Android devices. Shout out to everyone on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Quorush. Big shout out to you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. And we're going to get to a shout out to all the Toronto Maple Leafs fans, the Raptors fans, everyone that supports Toronto sports, the paramedics, the lawyers, the teachers, those that are trying to find a job, independent men, independent women, single parents. Shout out to all the single parents. We got to give them a big shout out because they're doing what they got to do. Shout out to all the little kids, man. You're almost finishing school. Shout out to all the post-secondary kids. Exam season is around the corner. We're rooting for you if you root for us. If not, then y'all better fail those exams until you do start to root for us. And yeah, man, shout out to everyone that's going to be enjoying time with their family this weekend. Shout out to all the Potters, the Clip Draw gang, Fabs is the Hea gang, Dan's TFC Live back in action tomorrow, thinking that I'm going to watch them live, but shout out to them for we're still being live. Shout out to Jimmy's Bayern crew. I don't know what to call them, but
Bayern boys.
yeah, shout out to the Bayern boys. Shout out to everyone, man. Keep doing what you're doing. We're gonna get when the vibes are right, when the soundboard's working, we'll shout out everyone that needs to be shouted out. But until then, I'm still pissed and I don't really care. And if all of that is being said, and we don't really got much to talk about because of the quick transition, we'll get back to our shits on Monday. Everything will be free flowing on Monday. If not, then we're canceling the podcast.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're going. We're going with that. But with that being said, if you're ready and I'm ready, I still want to play this, man.
We still gotta play it. It's the InnerViews Podcast, episode 69, the special 69, the 69th episode of the InnerViews Podcast. I'm emphasizing 69 to the
fullest because that means that we are close to 70. And what better way to kick off the 69th episode of the InnerViews Podcast than with the Champions League quarterfinal first leg? I know where I'm producing this podcast today. I'm not asking you where we're starting. I think we should really start in perhaps chronological order, and I think you hit it right off the head. We're going to the new White Hart Lane. Do they have a name for it?
I don't know. I thought it was still White Hart Lane.
Tottenham Stadium.
That would be so unoriginal, but that's fine.
Spur Spud Stadium. I don't know what they want to call it. Spur Stadium.
That's so blah. No, call it White Hart Lane.
Pochettino's house. Kane's son's backyard.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. Spurs. Spurs going Spur. Spurs go on and beat Manchester City. I think that's their first loss of 2019.
Actually, it's their second.
Who else they lose to?
They lost. They lost early in the year.
They did?
Yeah.
To who? No, we don't got to fact check. I'm gonna believe you.
Okay.
I don't recall them losing. Okay, well they were like on a nice 14 or 15 game winning streak, and Spurs came and killed that. Ended the dream. Guardiola overthinks. He overthunk it again. It's all on him. And when sit here,
that's the narrative, at least.
That was the easy narrative.
Yeah.
I don't think he overthunk it.
No,
I don't think he overthunk it. I even think overthunk is a word, but we're going with it.
Sure.
I don't think I had no problems with what Pep did in that game. Yes, they weren't great. Okay. I'm not going to go out and say they were great or good, but I thought that the game was fairly controlled for large portions of it. And I don't think Spurs really carved out any clear-cut opportunities. And like I said, although we could probably agree that we don't think that was a penalty, kudos to VAR. Aguero scores that penalty and everything kind of changes because now Spurs are scrambling. They have to chase it. And that's when things could have really got messy.
Yeah, I agree with you. I actually thought that was, apart from the Son goal, I thought that was a very, very good away performance by City. Yeah, I read a lot of criticism on Pep. I honestly didn't understand why. Other than possibly De Bruyne in that midfield, who else was on that bench that you would have started? If Bernardo, I don't know what happened with him. I didn't hear anything. If whether he was hurt or he was ill or whatnot, he would have played. Okay, but the rest of the lineup, I thought Pep got it right from that point of view. There was arguments about that he brought in De Bruyne and Sané too late. Sure, I mean you can make that argument. But look, he's battling on 4 different competitions.
At some point, someone's got to get a break.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he can't go guns a-blazing in every single competition here. I know it's the Champions League. And it's those European nights, and you can put all that gloss that you want on it. Fine, but there's 2 legs to this. The game is not out of reach with this result. So for me, it wasn't probably the best result that he could have hoped for, but he got as best of a result even with losing.
Well, the other issue that people had was De Bruyne not playing. The fact that Mahrez, who hasn't played in a very long time, got the start over Sané. People really love Leroy Sané.
Yeah, they do.
I've learned this. They really love him. But And as good as he can be and as high as the ceiling is, he doesn't do it enough on a consistent basis for him to merit a start.
But they have, and again, this is to my point. They have Crystal Palace this weekend,
which is not an easy game.
away.
Yeah.
Away. Then they play
Spurs again in the Champions League,
and then Spurs
in the league. So someone's got to get a rest at some point.
And I think you make this comment, and it's a joke, but people don't understand. It's not FIFA that these guys play game in, game out. They're human beings. Some people are gonna need a rest, and he's rotating his squad the best way that he feels is right to compete in every competition that he's playing in.
A lot of people were stemming back to the fact that I don't think Pep's won a quarterfinal away leg since 2011 when they won the Champions League that year, and then he took the hiatus. Remember,
I'm going to argue that you don't need to win the away leg.
Yeah, you don't need to win the away leg, and that we'll get to Barcelona later. But you just got to win the tie.
That's right.
It doesn't matter. I don't really care if you haven't won an away leg since 2011.
The best example just happened in the last round. I'll use my team. Juve didn't win the away leg.
Yeah,
they came back and won the home leg.
Yeah,
that's all that really matters.
So no one's gonna look back and say, oh well, Juve hasn't won an away leg in how long? That doesn't really matter.
No,
it doesn't. So I'm not gonna look back on that. Does Pep have a lot to prove? Technically, yeah, because he won like his first 2 out of 3 Champions League, and he hasn't won once since. I feel like a lot of stuff that happened at Bayern were kind of out of his hands, but I think that what's happened with City now, it's kind of in his hands. And when I say it was out of his hands at Bayern, I think only the final season was where you could say, like, yeah, you probably should have, gone out and won that tie. But the other years, injuries, team not fully integrated into a system. Here with City, I think last season was unacceptable. I feel like if you really want to kill him, you can. You could critique him there. I feel like even the
the Champions League.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like even in the Monaco tie, you could critique him as well. But I think those experiences, I think he's learned from that, which is why he went a bit more conservative here. Because if you recall the Monaco tie,
even the Liverpool tie.
Yeah, but I'll go in chronological order.
Sorry.
We'll start with Monaco, where I think they won the first leg like 5-3.
Right.
And then they lost 3-1.
Right.
And then went out on away goals.
Yes.
It's like you can't concede 6 goals over 2 legs.
No.
And then last year they were down 3-0 within the opening how many minutes? 20, half an hour?
Half an hour, I think. Yeah.
So you can't go away from home and be conceding 3 goals. And when you look at the way you look at their games this season away from home, they conceded 3 against Schalke?
Yes.
And then they conceded a lot of goals against Schalke and Hoffenheim.
And they're lucky in both those scenarios that they're not very good teams. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Neither of those 2 teams have the quality of Spurs, and I think he thought in the back of his mind, I can't have a repeat performance of Liverpool of last year.
No,
because if I go down 3-0 to Spurs, I have to come home. I'm not going to score 4 past Spurs or 3 unanswered.
Yeah, that's a big ask.
You're right.
It's a huge ask.
He didn't know that Kane was going to get hurt, and he thought, I can't go down the same way that I did to Liverpool last year. And kudos to him. He kept the game tight.
Yeah.
They had their chances.
Yeah.
It's fair to say that that City dominated large stretches of that game. And they switched off for that split second. And kudos to Son, who kept that ball in play, and that ball was nowhere near going out. Delph was at fault twice.
Yeah.
And we talked about this off camera, that Ederson maybe wasn't at fault, maybe was at fault. It's harsh to criticize him. You're right. Son wires that from close.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, the blame should squarely go on Delph here. He got beat twice.
Yeah. He switched off, and they constantly, when Eriksen moved central, they were constantly trying to play the ball over him because he was getting caught in that position. He was getting caught narrow, and Son just had to make that run in behind them. So I look at all that, and I don't understand. He felt that he probably didn't need to change things because that goal came the 78th minute, 12 minutes left.
Yeah.
And at that point, the game is going as you could pan out. You draw. It's
Yeah.
fine.
0-0.
0-0. That's not a bad result for you. And then Son scores. But at that point, you can't. Yes, you can chase the game, but it's not a one-off.
No, and
So there's no need to chase the game.
and that was exactly my point. If he chases that,
They could get hit by 2 or 3.
That's right. And I jokingly made this example was a couple years ago when TFC went and scored 2, and then New York City had to open up, and TFC hit him with that away goal right away. That same scenario could have happened here.
Yeah.
And now what? You need 4 against Tottenham.
Yeah.
Like
we look at the teams that were in their group and the amount of goals that they conceded away from home, and it shows me that he was aware that his side has struggled to keep clean sheets away from the Etihad. Their form hasn't been that great away from the Etihad in the Champions League. So let's keep it tight. We know that at some point, Spurs can't press us forever. Remember I said I was worried about the first 15 to 20 minutes. I said that on Monday. I was worried about the first 15 to 20 minutes because Spurs had that extra week.
Yes.
I expect them to close down. I expect them to press, and they did do that. But at some point, they're going to have to sit off. They can't press full throttle for 90 minutes.
No.
And throughout the second half or whatnot, although you could make the case that City necessarily weren't threatening Lloris that much either, they still had more control of the game.
I always felt that City had that.
If there was a team that was going to score, it would be City.
Exactly. That was
opposed to Spurs.
Yes, the Son goal came almost against the run of play.
Yeah. And when you look at it now, I don't think it's a bad position because when you really break it down, and I said this to you, City need to win.
Yeah.
And yes, the away goal does come into play because they can't win 2-1 or 3-2. They can't win by 1 goal if they get scored on, but they have to win. And they've played Spurs a few times in recent years. They have a track record of beating down Spurs at home. And Spurs have a track record of not playing that well against the more elite sides away from home.
That's right.
So with it now, there's a real test here because I remember in the previous round, we're giving Spurs a lot of credit for being more mature and being in the situation before and knowing how to see things out. So now we get to see if they could do it because this is their opportunity to show to us that they are that mature side.
And so this weekend, so let's say that for sure we know that Kane is not playing in that second leg.
Yeah.
He might be done for the rest of the season.
Yes.
Dele Alli has a fractured hand. He's not playing this weekend. They're hoping that he's fit next game. So that leaves what? Son.
Son, Lucas, Eriksson,
Llorente.
Yeah.
Right? You know, if I'm Manchester City, I'm thinking, okay, you know what? They don't have Kane. They've proven that they can play without him, yes, but they are not as good of a team when he's not in the lineup. They're down by 1 goal, if you want to look at it that way. But they should have all the confidence in the world to say, you know what? Can we win by 2 or more at home against this Spurs team? Yeah. I think they're in a position of comfort, to be honest.
Yeah. I don't think they should be worried. I think that, look, at the end of the day, if they don't get through this tie, Guardiola will get steamrolled. And I can't say that we can't steamroll him until we see the second leg because I don't know how they're going to approach it. But I feel like the Guardiola overthinking his tactics in this scenario is a bit overblown. I feel like it's lazy analysis. There's nothing there that shows me that he overthunk it. I'll use it again.
No, I think you're 100% right, because if you look at that game as a whole and you take that few minutes of Spurs possession and whatnot, I mean that game was controlled by City. And if Aguero scores, and let's say Aguero scores and Spurs, even if Spurs do score, you're leaving them 1-1 with the away goal.
Yeah.
Meaning that you have to win at home.
Yeah.
Or even a draw at home gets you through.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. it's a big night for him because a lot of people start raising the question, which I think is still unfair because at the end of the day, I don't know which coach has the most Champions League crowns, but to think that this guy's gonna go and win it every single season is a bit nuts. You know?
Yeah.
It's just there's just more to it, especially when his teams are constantly winning titles. Like I could give him a pass there, but Zidane has more than him, so
Yeah.
You know what that means, right?
He's the best in the world.
Some would like to think so. We'll learn about him next season, but that's just how I look at that first leg, and I just found the uproar to what Guardiola's tactics or how he unfolded them was a bit overblown. And at the end of the day, if City are as good as we think they are, and they are healthy, then they should have no problems bringing that result at home and getting the job done. And it would be Spurs would really have to prove us wrong to get through this tie, because I've seen them on countless occasions where they've had to play a big game away from their home, which you could feel like they were up for it that night. It's going to be a bit different at the Etihad, and a lot of things are going to have to go their way. So we'll see. It's intriguing. I don't know who's going to go through. You would have to tip it to City, but I don't think we're going to be surprised if Spurs were to get through.
No.
Not,
No, I still think, especially with what went on and who Spurs will be missing in that second leg, I still think City are the favorites.
Just not enough.
Go through.
Just not enough bodies.
Just not enough bodies.
Yeah.
Just not enough bodies. Just not enough firepower.
Yeah.
To if City do score 1-2 and they do need that next goal to put them through, who are they counting on? Llorente?
Exactly.
A tired Son now, because he's gonna have to play. He's not gonna rest this weekend.
No,
that was my other.
He has to play this weekend.
That's my
because they still have to play for the top four.
That's what was gonna be my next point. It's not that unlike. I mean, and City have to play too because they're fighting for the league, but Tottenham doesn't have that room to slip.
No, and
so
they don't have much players to really rotate through.
No, so Son is playing this weekend, and so is Eriksen.
Yes,
and probably Llorente and maybe Lamela or Lucas plays there, but Son and Eriksen are playing this weekend, so that's 3 games.
Yeah.
I know that they're you can say they're top athletes and whatever, and they should be able to play these games. Of course they can, but all of those extra games, that's a little bit extra games in the legs and whatnot. And we've talked about how many games Son especially has played, and the travel and whatnot. It's going to catch up to them.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I'm going to stick in Manchester.
Are you going to stick in Manchester?
Yeah, I want to stick in Manchester. Your little Juve gets third on the little docket this week.
No, I thought we were going chronologically, so I thought you were going to go Liverpool.
I know I want to, but they get last.
Okay.
They get last. Whatever energy we have left, we'll dispose it on them.
Okay.
We're going to Manchester. We're going to Old Trafford, man. We're going. Oh, whoa! We're going to Old Trafford, man. You know what it is. Lionel Messi going back home. Well, not going back home, but Gerard Piqué going back home.
Well, I'll start. Okay, you can start.
Yeah, who's it? No, I'm joking. What do you have to say? What do you have to say? How do you feel? How do you feel about the result?
That's the best result for Manchester United.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Continue.
Because they were lucky not to go down even more.
But you want to know what's funny is that you go through United Twitter, and they're all very positive about the result. Yeah. They're like, well, we played them well. We shut out Messi. McTominay
was fantastic.
We should keep him. And rightly so. I thought the midfield, from a defensive standpoint,
I was going to say,
I thought they did fine.
Yep.
Who's the other one? Fred? Yeah, I thought Fred was great.
Yeah, how about Paul?
I thought Paul, from a defensive aspect, and he was playing some nice low balls.
Yeah.
Pause. Yeah, I thought he was fine.
Yeah.
But going forward,
I know what the Man United supporters are going to say. What's his name should have done better on that header?
Delo?
Delo.
I don't even think if he connected that properly, he was gonna beat Ter. You're not beating Ter Stegen like that.
No, I didn't think so either.
Sorry, buddy.
But they're like, oh, why did he put that back across goal? He should have done better. Okay.
You didn't have a shot on target.
Yeah.
I saw Guillaume Balog trying to defend it. Well, they still got 10 shots. I was like,
yeah, but none of them were on net.
They're saying have to make a save.
Yeah.
They never got really behind.
Yeah.
Just that one time where PK made the last ditch tackle. PK was great.
Yes.
PK was great.
Yeah. I hope all those Manchester United fans remember what they lost.
Yeah. PK was great.
And De Gea made a number of good saves to keep that tie respectable.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're now expected to go to the Nou Camp and win.
But they did it against PSG.
Yeah, well, good luck to you.
And they did it against Juve.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Of course, I know the narrative.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're just with everything.
Uh-huh.
Listen, man, what you did against Juve, that's the group stage.
That's right.
You try to do that against Juve in the round in the quarterfinals, and no, it's not happening.
Nope.
You did it against PSG with no Cavani, no Neymar.
Yeah.
Those two play. I don't care how many people you're missing. Those two play.
And it'll help from VAR while we're at it.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No.
It is not happening.
No.
Look, I think since Solskjaer got that big deal, they've lost 4 out of 5.
Yep.
I think they've lost 4 out of 5. And remember what I said before Solskjaer got the deal and when he got the deal. That it is not, and I think you agreed with me, it is not the right. Fab said that.
Not the right time.
Fab said they had to do it. It's never the right time.
No.
It's never the right time. Okay? It's never the right time. And yes, you can give them all the money that you want, but you know what? That is going to backfire. Because Liverpool are not given the keys to the manager because it's the Liverpool way.
Nope.
They didn't give it. City didn't give it to. City got Pep.
That's right.
And those are the two teams that you really got to worry about. You didn't give it to Poch.
Yeah.
You didn't even wait till the end of the season to think about Poch. And now you got Solskjaer, who is kind of showing his true colors.
An inexperienced manager at a big club. He's all. You know what? I said this to someone the other day, and they went. I'm like, he's really just doing a lot better than Gattuso is at AC Milan.
Because he has a
better squad.
Yeah.
So, but look, there's similarities there. Never coached at the top level before.
Yeah.
If you want to call Gattuso a legend, but I loved by the fans.
Yeah, I wasn't.
but appreciated by the fans.
Yeah.
Same type of people.
You want to know what's funny about this is that, and I saw someone tweet it, all these new age football hipsters, soccer hipsters with their little tweets for the retweets. Oh, well, it's great that Solskjaer got the job because it's really showing the new wave of managers that can replicate what Zidane did. And people seem to forget that Zidane had the best players in every goddamn position, and he almost didn't win. He won the league once and almost didn't win the Champions League on numerous occasions, but luck.
Yeah.
But luck.
Yeah.
I don't care. You want to slice it or dice it? Great manager.
Yeah.
Luck.
I want to. I love because I've seen those tweets and I just shake my head when they, because that team that Zidane had, like you said, was the best in every position.
Yeah.
It would be like me and you coaching the Warriors.
Yeah.
I think we could have won an NBA title or two with that Warriors team.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Run up a few schemes.
Yeah.
If it doesnst work, try something new.
little zone here and there, and we're good to go.
Oh, KD ISO.
Yeah. But those two managers especially, be it Gattuso and be it Ollie,
they don't have that same luxury.
No.
I'm sorry for finishing all your sentences,
That's
but they
okay.
don't have that same luxury. And I look at them, and this was always going to be a great indicator because the PSG allure was still in the air, and people still aren't over that because it was such a historical night.
Right.
Rightly so. Enjoy your moment. But Barcelona ain't PSG.
Nope.
PSG wishes they were Barcelona.
Yes.
PSG don't have Leo.
Nope.
And even though Leo was contained, and I don't even want to use that word.
No.
I just think he didn't have the greatest night, and I can make the case that he was coasting.
That's right.
I can make a real case that Leo was coasting. I look at that Leo Messi performance, and he still created better chances than any United player.
Yep. But you know what? At the end of the day, just like what we said about the tie that we just talked about, you City, Barcelona went in there and got the away goal, and that changes the tie. That whether Messi had a great game, he had a poor game, you contained him, you didn't contain him. At the end of the day, you lost at home, and now you have to go to the new camp and win. You can't draw.
No.
Can't draw there.
No.
Because that's not going to get you through.
No.
You need to win. And I don't know how many teams have won at the new camp this year, but it can't be that many.
Well, not even this year. I'm talking about just like in the Champions League period.
In the Champions League.
I think the last one that really comes to mind was when Tito was there and Bayern thrashed them.
Okay.
But that's a trouble winning Bayern side.
Right. Are we going to say that treble winning Bayern side is as good as this United side? Absolutely not. So Ollie's going to have to come up with a fantastic game plan.
But he can't.
Because he doesn't have the players.
But he can't.
No, he can't.
He can't. Because I don't care how many... He can flip this formation as many times as he wants. I look at the United side, and what they did without the ball, I expected. What they did with the ball, I expected. And you want to know what's funny? And this is why Valverde deserves some credit that he won't get from the mainstream watchers, is that he knew, just like we did, what they were going to do, because they've been doing it the same. They've been doing it in all the big games week after week. Yeah, you could get by Spurs because De Gea saved your ass.
Yep.
And yeah, you could beat Chelsea because they aren't that great this season in the FA Cup. But you could put your two wide players out there and you think you're going to run behind Jordi Alba and run behind Semedo, and you think that's going to get the job done? It's not going to get the job done.
Nope.
And what Barcelona did after they got that away goal, they sat deeper.
That's right.
They're like, you break us down.
Yep.
Because we don't think that you can.
And they can't.
And they couldn't.
And you told me I saw the same thing. They tried the underhanded tricks, the watering of the grass.
Yeah, I noticed that from the start. I was like, Barca's playing this ball around, but it's moving extremely slow.
Yeah,
extremely slow. You wait till you go to the Camp Nou and that pitch is extra watered.
That's right.
They give you all the water.
Yeah.
Take all the water from all the little villages and just throw it on the field.
That's right.
And when McTominay and Pogba got to chase and chase.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna see what you're really about.
And again, that brings up the position that United are in right now in the league. They're outside of the top 4,
and they gotta win this week. Barcelona can rest.
That's right,
because the league is done.
That's right, and they play last place team anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know who United play this weekend, to be honest.
Oh, West Ham.
That's right.
Yeah.
On Saturday.
Yeah.
West Ham. We're not going to
No. That's not going to be an easy game.
Okay. And all those guys got to play.
Yeah.
The Rashfords, the Pogbas, the Jones, everybody.
Yeah.
Messi's not playing this weekend.
No. I don't think Suarez is going to play.
Nope.
I wouldn't play any of them.
I wouldn't either.
Dembele gets more rest.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Dembele's out there. That could be a totally different game. Sorry, Felipe.
That's right.
That could be a totally different game. And I like when Valverde, he was like, okay, we have control of this now. Let me bring in Vidal, who was doing a lot of reckless things.
Yeah, no.
But they brought him on. They brought Sergio Roberto. And boy, Sergio Roberto should have created something.
Yeah.
And although he didn't, it just goes to show. And I want to give Barcelona credit because year after year, just like Pep, and now I'm seeing the growth. And it's kudos to Valverde, because a lot of coaches can get away with this, is that they're realizing that, look, my way, I prefer my way, but in these Champions League ties, away from home, perhaps we're going to hit a bit of pragmatism.
Yep.
Perhaps we're going to be a bit more conservative. Because when Barcelona were going free flow or trying to go free flow at Rome last season, and that didn't work, look, they're learning.
And I think what you said is and I don't want to sound like a homer, but I'm going to say it anyway. Some of the Italian coaches like Carlo, like Max, they know that. Yeah. And we've seen that from them. Yeah. They change a little bit of the tactics. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. I'm not saying that they get it wrong all the time, right all the time.
Fine margins.
Right. But you got to understand the game. You got to understand when it's time to be defensive and lock it down, when it's time to press and pull and whatnot. And credit goes to him because that game showed a lot of maturity, not just from him, but from the squad itself.
And Barcelona don't win too many games in Europe in the knockout rounds away from home.
Nope.
A lot of the times, and in recent years, Messi era, they've lost that first leg and have to come back in the second leg at home to get it done.
Yep.
They comfortably, I don't care how good that midfield played up to their potential in Pogba, McTominay, and Fred. Barcelona were in cruise control. They sat off to like, you do what you got to do because we don't think you could do it without the ball, and you need you need to use the pace of your front players to get them behind us, and we're not going to let you get behind us. Every time they try to get behind us, Longley was there, Busquets was there, Piqué was there. They shut it out. Jordi Alba sat a bit deeper. Semedo is a great defender, and I thought he won the battle against Dalot. That was a mature classic away result.
Yep.
Not performance, because I still think that Barcelona weren't as good as we expected them to be.
No, the result is what was
But
important.
that was a classic European away result. One that, ironically, the great Sir Alex Ferguson would be proud of.
Yep.
Because that's what a lot of the times in his pomp in the Champions League, those were the performances that they were putting in. Ride it a bit, soak it up, get your goal, and hold it down. But that United side looked devoid of answers. And this leads me to now, and I hate coming back to Paul. I'm not even going to kill him this week. But Paul is getting to the age where he needs to know what he is.
Yeah.
He needs to know what he is. Because I don't know if he's a box-to-box.
Right.
I don't think he can create in tight spaces. And we saw that.
Yeah.
And he's not a holder.
Definitely not.
So, at some point, with all this Real Madrid stuff lingering, hey, personally speaking, for my team and Real Madrid give me X amount of money.
He's not on your list.
No, but there's the rumor is, right?
Right. No, but if you were there, he's not there. He's not the one you're going out to get.
No, but I'm saying if I'm at United,
oh, okay,
and they come to me with a check, there's a good chance I may.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's a good chance I may say, you know what, we cut our losses because I don't know if you could spearhead a title-winning side. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we could continue to try and create to please you, despite everything else that you give us. I don't know if we could do that. It's coming to a point because what happens when Ollie and they're gonna kill me if Ollie next year wins the Premier League and flying fashion. But what are you gonna do next year if Ollie fails? I'm gonna say if. I think he's going to, but if he fails, where do you go now? Because like I said, Conte's on the market. He's probably going to be gone.
Yes.
Mourinho's, that's gone. That's done.
Yeah.
Poch, if I'm Poch now, and you gave Solskjaer the job, well, why do I got to go to you? Why you come to me after?
That's right.
So you no Poch.
Nope.
Who else is out there? There's obviously Simeone, Allegri.
Yeah.
Zidane already left.
Yeah.
So there's still some top managers out there, and you gave it to this guy. And what happens if it all unravels in the first 6 months of next season? Because
6 months?
I'm being nice.
Okay.
Because everyone was talking about the United way, but what we saw Wednesday or Tuesday, whenever the game was, golf in class or not, that's not the United way.
Nope.
But that's not the United way that they think it is.
Nope.
I'm telling you, I saw all the praise of McTominay. Ashley Young was a scapegoat. McTominay, oh, well, he's great. Andrew Herrera's going to PSG, apparently. That's a good thing for them. And what the hell is PSG doing?
I have no idea.
What do they need Andrew for?
I don't know.
Yeah,
They're going to get rid of Verratti?
No, I don't know. Having that midfield still sucks.
Yeah.
It's terrible. So it's just not making sense. And I will always, and if they don't finish in the top 4, I'm going to go back to this appointment and let you know that was the day, and I said it here before, that was the day that they took a few more steps back.
Yep.
And the only thing that's keeping them from not taking further steps back is the incompetence of Chelsea. because I feel like Arsenal are headed in the right direction with Emery.
Yep.
And I feel like Liverpool
are miles ahead.
Miles ahead. I feel like City are miles ahead, and Spurs, even though they ain't spending a buck.
Yep.
If
they do.
But God, if they do, or they could get some depth,
yeah,
they're ahead.
They're ahead.
And better coached.
Yes.
So now it's on Ollie.
So we've just named 4 squads.
Yeah.
So that puts them again outside of that top 4. And I've said this on this podcast, and you guys have said no. But after a while, a couple of seasons of no Champions League, listen, you're going to have a hard time attracting players. I know it's the United. I know it's all this. But at the same time, players want to play in the biggest nights and in the biggest games, which is the Champions League. And if they can't get there year after year after year,
they better hope they get there this year. But that it goes back to my point, is that you hire this guy, but he has shown us no sense that he's given us no hint that he has any identity that he's going to shift onto the squad, whereas we know Poch has something.
Yes.
And that's why I always felt that is the biggest mistake that they made. Even though that I don't think Poch is the right guy to lead them forward, I think he's miles better than this appointment. Mm-hmm. This is all the nostalgic feeling, living in the moment. But big clubs don't live in the moment. No, big clubs make harsh decisions when they need to. Yeah. And that is if the boy United, they better win next week. But I just don't know how they win.
I look, we've said it. I just don't see them being able, because they're gonna have to open up.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to open up, and that's what people are forgetting. They can't go there and tie.
That's what we said about PSG, right?
Right.
So that's the defense mechanism. Is that, well, you said that against PSG, they did press higher, but those are the only two things that they could be really organized. That is a good thing. Kudos to you.
Okay. Sometimes
that isn't enough because that's Mourinho.
Right.
Okay. The other thing is they could press really high, and they have the pace to swarm you and to pester you. You can't do that all game.
No.
It worked against PSG, and they made some mistakes.
Okay, but then I'm going to counter that by saying the quality of players.
Yeah, I know.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
If they get past that press.
Yeah, it's over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then what happens? You're gonna have what, Messi, and Suarez breaking down on Jones and Lindelof
or Smalling
or Smalling.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's an interesting time there, and then I look at Barcelona, and I commend them for the result. Like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see how they play this, because not to foreshadow anything, but let's say Barcelona and Liverpool do make it to the semifinal. I remember telling you guys that I feel like that's not the tie that Barcelona wanted.
Right.
Because I feel like that Liverpool press could give them some problems. Well, we'll get to that. If we have to get to that.
Sure.
But interesting times for United. Very rough schedule, and they have to win. And I just don't know how they're going to do it against that side. That Barcelona side is not a Juventus group stage squad, or they don't have the group stage mentality where it's like, oh, whatever, we're going to get out of the group, we're going to win. So it doesn't really matter that much, and it's not PSG.
Nope.
So miracle or not, individual players played well or not, as a whole, it wasn't good enough. Barcelona were not tested at all, and they were in cruise. They were in cruise for large spells of that game. And it's a testament to Valverde's work, who I think deserves to get a lot more credit. And now it gives us it puts the spotlight on Ollie,
right?
Because this is a big night for him now. And you're 4 for 5. You lose on the weekend or drop points on the weekend, and then you lose that. Can they take the contract back?
I don't think so.
Oh, what?
They should have.
Because even if they go into the summer, and this is all I'm going to say. The only question I leave to you and to United fans is, who the hell do you think you're going to get to fix this?
Thank you.
Bale? Grizz?
Nope.
I know. But those are questions that need to be asked. And we'll get to them at a later date because I'm tired of talking about both of them. Which leads us to bump, 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 bump. We don't got a soundbar. Bump, 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 bump. Juve, Ajax. How
Try
you?
not to talk so you could hear
Juve and Ajax 1-1. Cristiano comes back, scores a great goal because Ajax defenders just fell asleep and let him run through the box.
They decided, let's just watch him.
And then you know what? Joao Cancelo was like, you know what? We're gonna do one better.
He decided, I'm not gonna come up for halftime.
You can have the ball, David.
Yeah.
You see David's girlfriend on Instagram?
Yes.
Oh, she's a little cutie.
Yes, she is.
Yeah,
Good for him.
good for him. But all it took was an Instagram message. I don't know if you saw that little backstory.
No, I did.
You saw it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We to break it down about episode 69 of the InnerViews podcast, but that's a crazy little story.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start messaging all these little message all these little soccer, whatever they want to call them.
Honeys.
Yeah.
Um,
Pretend I'm a professional player that got hurt. Yeah. One night. Anyways, how do you feel about the result?
Well, first I'll say that I thought that was the game of the round so far.
In term,
Quality.
yeah, quality, yeah.
Quality. I'll start with Ajax because I think we should start with them before we should start with Juve. Because I thought they were phenomenal. And I said this to you. I didn't watch them play very much in the group stage, but wow, are they a very good possession, tactical, skilled team. They don't have really a true striker that's going to win headers in the box, but that doesn't matter because they play ball to feet better than anything.
Dusak could still back that thing up, pause and link play.
Yeah, they were phenomenal. They controlled that midfield. They had some chances, and they should have scored, and that's going to come back to bite them. I know that they won in the Bernabeu, and people are going to say that, but that's a different team that they're going to face back in Torino. And you better hope that Giorgio's fit. Granted, Rugani didn't play all that bad, but I think this is more about how well Ajax played than how, I don't want to say poorly because I think that's harsh on Juve. But no, I think it should be credit to how well that young Ajax did in a pressure situation. Now, when they go to Turin, we're gonna really see how good this young Ajax team are, because they were nervous at the beginning. They were nervous for those first 10-15 minutes. That was all Juve, and your boy Berna should have hit that net on that one, and that could have changed everything. But if I'm going to talk about Juve for a second, they got what they wanted. They got the away goal. I'm a little bit surprised of how they started, and they got sucker punched right at the beginning of the half. That's typically not a Max thing that they get scored on so early. But I think he deserves some credit. He set up that team as well as he could have. Your boy, what's his name? Douglas had a little Tyrrell Mertens on the sideline over there. Outside, inside.
Yes, yeah.
Little nutmeg.
Yeah.
That's Tyrrell back in the day.
Yeah. I laughed.
Yeah. But I think you want to talk about getting the result. Juve got the result. They may have not played very well or up to their capabilities, but they've got that away goal. And that is a huge game changer. And what we said about Manchester City, well, I'll say the same thing about Juve. They just need to win at home. And a team like that expects to be in a position in the second leg to win at home.
Yeah, I agree with that last part. I think Ajax is the best young surprise squad in this competition, perhaps for the last decade at least. When I think of Schalke making a deep run, I think of barring Dortmund.
Okay. That's fair.
That made that Champions League final. We look at Schalke, Roma, Monaco. And I think that could possibly be it. I think they're just as good. And I agree with the point that Real Madrid result and even what they did against Bayern, those were two squads that were kind of in a limbo. I think the one thing that really helps them out here is that they want the ball. Like they legitimately want the ball.
Yes.
And they work hard to get the ball back, and they possess the ball really well. And I just look at Frankie. I look at the game was about a lot of individual battles. I thought Shona did a good job against Matuidi. I thought Van der Beek kept Pjanic out of the game. And I've always felt that Pjanic is very key to what Juve did, especially pre-Ronaldo. And if you could fluster him out of the game and then break beyond him and create chances, which Van der Beek was doing, there's a good chance Juve are going to struggle. And we saw that. Chiellini does make a big difference. And I do expect Juve to go through. I don't think they have the counter-attacking threat unless they play Berna and Douglas, because I think Ronaldo's slowed up a bit.
Yes.
And I do think that Mandzukic is also...
He didn't have a great game.
He's also not kind of built for that.
Yeah.
Either.
That was the first game in a long time where Mario wasn't his usual self. He's always come up big for Juve in some big games in the past, but I thought he was a little bit off in that game.
The cliche still sticks that Ajax have nothing to lose, and they can go in there and play how they feel, and no one will think poorly of them, and I expect that to happen here. The problem is that, and it's the midfield thing, and I really think I don't think they're going to win. I would be very surprised if they go through.
Who's that?
Ajax.
Oh, I agree.
I will be extremely surprised because that is an upset. I don't care what they did before. Juventus cannot go out to Ajax.
No, and I think we mentioned this as well. Ajax lose Tagliafico, which is a big loss for a team like Ajax.
Yeah,
they don't really have that
no
huge amount of depth and whatnot, and he's a fantastic defender for Ajax. I really like the way he plays. He's probably the only Argentinian defender that I can actually defend, to be honest.
But they're probably gonna get Mazraoui back, and they push Blind to the left, and then I don't know who's gonna slide in with De Ligt, but it's gonna take another really big game, which I do think they have under their belt, but it's all on Juve. It really is. That midfield can't lose that battle to Van der Beek, Schoen, and Frankie. Or if they bring in Darun, because I'm pretty sure Darun was missing.
Right.
I don't know if he's injured or not. I'm not fact checking. I don't care. But they really have to worry about that. I thought obviously the result went as hand, but the performance was somewhat similar to what Real Madrid encountered and something that Bayern encountered, which I could see why people are really going to try and pin that narrative on them. But they're good enough to get this done at home. And with that guy, it feels with that guy.
Yep.
I just don't see how it happens.
And again, we talked about this with City. We talked about this with Spurs. You even have the league wrapped up.
Yeah,
they're resting.
Yeah,
where Ajax,
they still got to play.
They got to play.
They still got to play.
And I know, will that make a huge difference? You never know. You never know one of those Ajax players go down. So to me, it's advantage Juve, especially with that away goal. Like you said, I expect them to get the job done at home. I expect Max to win the tactical battle. He'll have those guys ready. I'll be surprised if they don't come out and try to score that goal early, a couple goals to put that squad and the tie away.
Yeah.
But that Ajax team, if you underestimate them, they have goals in them, and they've shown that they can score, and they've given that Juve team, that defense, a lot of trouble. So if Ajax do score and they push Juve back, that's going to be a real test for this Juventus team. Should they advance Juve? Yes. Will it be closer than people think? I think so. I think it's not going to be a walk in the park for Juve at home, but they should still get the job done.
For Ajax, though, it's just if they get a score draw,
Yes.
then they're fine, right?
Yes.
That's the other scary part. But like I said, it's really tough to navigate where they're gonna find that. Tadic has to have another great game. Ziyech and Neres also have to play a really key part there.
Mhm.
They just got to be a bit more clinical around the box, and that's always been their issue because they've created countless. It's the same MO in every game.
Mhm.
They create countless chances against Bayern and both legs of the group stage.
Yep.
Should win, don't, and then the same thing with Real Madrid. The thing was that they did execute in the second leg, which made everything kind of glossed over, right?
right.
They're gonna need something like that again, especially in the final third. But great for them. Again, another great story and a good test for Juve because I feel like they did need that. They didn't need like a walk in the park. They needed something to really push them because that's kind of how you grow as a team, and that's something that they're gonna need, especially for the next round, depending on who they get. Right, so it probably was the tie of the round of the first leg, and I'm interested to see how Ajax go about it now because, like I said, 1-1. It's not about them. They don't. And the thing about that is that they don't have to go guns blazing either.
No, they don't.
They don't. Which is why it's going to be very interesting.
Yes.
Because they don't have to go guns blazing, and I do expect them to have more of the ball.
Juve.
No,
Or Ajax.
I think Ajax. Well, not more. I think it could be really even.
I was gonna say I think it's gonna be a very even, and I think Juve's gonna even at home. I think Juve's gonna have to go a long time without possession.
Yeah, and that's going to be interesting to see because they, like the midfield, and it's been the biggest thing, and I feel like that's why they got to really bank on this Ronaldo thing because getting Aaron Ramsey ain't going to change anything.
No,
You know, it's just weird. Like soon it'll be a midfield of what Pjanic, Ramsey, Emery, Chan.
Yeah. Ironic that Ramsey scored against Napoli. I just want to throw that out there.
Yes, I saw all the little tweets. Yeah, I saw John tweet.
Yeah,
please save some of that for next season.
Yeah,
that's cool. I like Aaron, but it's just like the midfield is just they got to really fix that. They really do, because I also think that in the next round, if City do progress,
yep,
then that midfield is gonna get tested again, and it'll be interesting. But great game. Shout out to both sides. I usually don't do that, and I'm more so giving a shout out for Juve for getting through it, and then I'm shouting out Ajax for pushing them to the limits. Because I think Juve could play much better, and this isn't even anything about a second or third gear. I just don't think,
I agree.
and I just think that's because of how good Ajax played as well.
Yes.
So you kind of have to call a spade a spade. Anything else you really want to say about that?
No.
Nothing about Ajax. Nothing about the King of Europe who scored again.
No, we've talked enough about him.
It was a great goal. I liked it.
Yeah, diving header.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
No, I'll talk about the other game.
I want to give him a little praise. We're fine.
No,
we'll save it for next week.
No, if he does something in the second leg, then we'll give him when he deserves it.
Okay. If you say so.
Yeah.
We get to the final game.
Shout out to Fabs.
No.
Okay, fuck you, Fabs.
No, yo, I'm telling you, he's gonna smoke you at his wedding. He's gonna kill you.
All right, that's fine.
That's 2 F-bombs to him.
Yeah.
You guys are supposed to be the best of friends.
Yeah, I still have a soft spot.
You're soft. You're pussy. Anyhow, Porto don't get the job done. Liverpool. Look, man, I don't even need to really I don't need to break down the score and what happened. No, but I will say that I don't think this tie is over.
Okay. Oh, didn't think you were gonna go that way, but that's fine.
I don't think this tie is over.
Okay. Why?
Because I thought Marega played well.
Okay.
And I thought, the commentators, Leon Osman and whoever on the English, the zone got to get new commentators.
Oh, I actually watched the Juve game on mute.
Yeah, we gotta. The zone needs to get new commentators. Yeah. I don't need your commentators to be cheering for Manchester United against Barcelona, like legitimately cheering for them.
That's what it was. Sorry, that was the game I turned it off.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
They were questioning the tactics, and I thought Porto kind of had to go that way.
What were they? Again, what were you expecting them to to do.
Yeah.
To come out here and play toe to toe with Liverpool, so they get smoked 3-0, 4-0, and then the tie truly is over.
Yeah.
Come on.
I thought Marega did well. I thought he battled well. I thought he got behind the center backs on a few occasions. I thought he worked hard. I do also think that perhaps if he started up front, that would really help them out in comparison to him playing out wide. And he kind of got sucked out, and Alexander Arnold was having his day. Salah was trying to break in. I thought Militao did a decent job against him.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, it is a golfing class. Danilo can't really cover all that ground by himself. The movement of the Liverpool players was good. I feel like that midfield three was their best midfield three I've seen to date this season.
Yep.
Henderson making the late darts on the right.
Even Alexander Arnold making that late run on that second goal to Firmino.
Yeah. Oh, that was a City goal. That was classic City goal.
Yep.
That everything about that was Manchester
Henderson
City.
held that,
Yeah.
put a nice through ball
Yeah.
to Arnold. He crosses it over to Firmino. Firmino taps in.
Yeah.
I mean, look, like you said, there truly is a golfing class.
Yeah.
But
the only reason why I say that it's not over yet is because obviously we expect Liverpool to score. We do. But the thing is that, environment, if they could start well, if they could start well, this is why I'm only giving them a glimmer.
Okay.
And it's a big reach. And I'm pretty sure all their the diehard fans, that's not Fabs, will probably agree with the sentiment.
Yeah.
But if they could start very well and get that first goal, then I think that could really shake things a bit. Because I don't think they have to push too forward. But the thing about it is that when they do start to push forward, you know what happens after that.
Yeah.
And Liverpool can hit them, and they probably will hit them. And it's just the growth of Klopp's side and that they're able to deal with those away games. And it kind of fits into their MO. But I think that with Marega there, if he is 100% fit and not sick or whatever Sergio said, then I think that they're in it with a chance. Because if his finishing is a bit better, then they get an away goal. They should feel like they should have gotten an away goal.
Yep.
And I think that's the one thing that's really going to upset them going there. And for Sergio, it's just, and I'm pretty sure Fabs has said this countless of times while I zoned out and let him get into his Porto bag, that I feel like they overachieve with that squad.
Right.
I don't think that squad is that good. I also could hit you with the flip side that I don't think they've played a great side throughout this entire tournament, and now they've finally run into one. And now they run into one, and we could see the golfing class. But I'm not going to fully write them off yet, solely based off that fact.
But if Liverpool score, that this ties over.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay,
100%. And it's if you look at it from every aspect, it's kind of hard to see where Liverpool don't score or how they don't score.
And that's why I think going to Porto with that 2-goal lead, I think a 2-goal lead is a big difference than a 1-goal lead.
Yeah.
And I think I would be more inclined to give Porto a little bit of a chance if this was only one, because I agree with what you're saying, but I think two, with the golfing class between those two, whether it's home, whether it's away, I just don't think there's enough quality in that Porto squad to trouble Liverpool. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think.
Well, I hope you're wrong. Never bring a Fabs on the podcast.
Yeah. No, at the end of the day, I just don't see Liverpool, and I don't see Klopp throwing this one away.
Yeah, that'd be a ultimate failure, a big meltdown, and they have a legitimate chance to go to the final again.
Yeah, no, and we, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but I especially if it does happen, because we'll break it down then. I think that Liverpool Barcelona matchup is one that's favorable to Liverpool.
I think every tie, they'll like their chances.
Yeah.
I think every single team that they play, that they could possibly play going forward, they'll like their chances to win, and over 2 legs with Barcelona and over 1 showdown with either Spurs, United, no, I'm just saying. Oh no, Spurs, City, Ajax, or Juve.
Yep.
Yeah. I think they'd fancy any of those in a one-off.
yeah.
So that's kind of where I look at it now. It's like they could see it as it's theirs to lose or theirs not to at least put themselves in the final at the Wanda.
Yes.
And that's a big thing for them. Because at some point they got to win. At some point they got to win something. That's been the biggest thing that we've been harping on this podcast.
That's right.
Is that just getting there or getting close.
No, it's not enough.
Is not enough, and we're not going to remember you for that.
No,
we're not. So if they could push the Premier League, like they have a legitimate chance at a double.
Absolutely.
At a historic double, and that historic double will erase every bad thing we've said about them, all the critiques and the uncertainty of what they're doing, and it'll erase the cup exits.
Yep. If
they're to get that, and it's crazy because they could get a historic double, but we're talking about a quadruple.
Yeah.
But they're in it, and Barcelona could get a treble.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Barcelona are in for the treble.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. You were in for the thing, but they were always going to beat it for. They were always going to beat it for the double. We don't tell me that they were never not going to beat it for the double. We knew they were going to beat it for the double.
Yeah.
But we didn't expect the Barca trouble is there. No one is talking about it. That is probably that was the quietest trouble
since the Bayern trouble.
Well, I think the Bayern trouble, rightly so, it could go under the radar. But there were talks, like,
okay,
they were building it up. But you watch the La Liga broadcast, I haven't heard the word trouble once.
Yeah, no. You're right.
And it's Ray.
Yeah.
You think Ray would mention it a billion times. Yeah. Not one word of the trouble.
That's it. You are right. You're right. We're really looking at a lot of history here.
Yeah. A lot of things could really go down that way. And it's just interesting to see how that's all unfolding. Because quadruple would be big. Liverpool ending their league curse with a European Cup on it as well would be massive, and the Barcelona treble, which, like I said,
the City quadruple.
Yeah, the City quadruple. And I just find the Barca treble thing, like, even I had to sit back and be like, wait, they still have Copa del Rey final.
Yeah, exactly.
And they could go on to win the Champions League.
The final? Do you know?
Valencia, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And they would fancy. Yeah, they're favorites.
Yep.
I don't care how good Valencia's been playing.
No, I'm saying, but they're favorites there. It's just like City have Watford in the cup final. They're favorites. They're favorites there. So
we're doing this live. We're charging this. We're dumb. You keep talking that.
No, I was gonna charge it for you.
Yeah, we're charging, but yeah, like you were saying. We're potting and we're about to let the laptop die. How dare us? Wow, we're terrible. We're trash. But it's like I said, one of those. There we go. Attaboy. It's one of those things where no one's talking about it, and I feel like that's why we're here to have that discussion, because I'm surprised no one's talking about that trouble.
Yeah,
it's big. Valverde.
Yeah,
and that squad,
and nobody expected them.
Exactly. Especially after last season. So, and that would be, I think, Messi's lifting it for the first time as a club captain.
I kind of like him as captain, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I know people are
Oh yeah, he doesn't have the balls. He's not a leader.
People say, it should be PK. Blah blah blah. Okay. Well, you know what? Messi's got a little beaten up.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna look like when BP throws you your hands.
Anyhow, so Smalling tried to really give him the smoke.
Yeah. What else? What else is there?
What else happened this week? Some stuff. Jurgen Klopp won Premier League Manager of the Month.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You think he deserved it?
No, I don't remember. No.
A lot of the games they kind of just grinded out at the end, but whatever. And Sadio Mane won Player of the Month, which we can't really argue that.
Too bad we didn't have to think we give him a clap.
No claps. Okay. Win the league.
Okay.
I'm staying consistent with that. Win the league.
Okay.
Win the league. I hope that played. We're so trash. I'm gonna break this MacBook if that thing doesn't work. And you know what? It's been 2 hours and Fab still hasn't messaged me back. Yeah, one of those weeks. Anything else happen? Nothing. Syria.
Nothing. It's good.
Isn't Montella the?
Yes, you took the words out of my mouth. He's the new coach of Fiorentina. Stefano Poli got released.
Yeah. Why?
Fired?
Why now?
I think he resigned. Actually,
Okay, fair enough.
For Fiorentina didn't respect his morals or something along those lines.
Oh, you're a loser, buddy.
Yep.
You're a loser.
So Montella's back there.
Yeah. Wait till the season ends.
Yeah.
Do it with some class.
That's right. CPL got a TV deal.
That's not fully confirmed yet.
Okay.
When they announce it,
possible TV deal.
When they announce it, but
I know I don't want to go down the CPL.
It just goes back to all this money for that.
Yeah.
All this money for that. And why am I not paying for a streaming service?
Oh,
so they better cut that little idea out.
No, I'm not even playing for DAZN. Do you think I'm gonna pay to watch the CPL?
No, and this is nothing about us not supporting the Canadian game. So I'm not paying for it.
No,
I'm just not.
If it was coupled with DAZN, it was coupled with DAZN, I would maybe watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go out and pay for a secondary streaming service.
Yeah. And why do I got to pay to watch these guys? Why? Our game.
Yeah.
I think if it's our game, it should be free. I can understand if you're maybe charging other countries.
Yeah.
Which they're not going to pay either.
No.
But I can understand that. But it's our game. I got to pay for what? Even if it's $4.99, I'm not paying $4.99 a month to watch that.
No.
And I'm not buying tickets.
No.
So it's just interesting. I find that a bit sick, and I'm definitely not doing that. But the CBC thing would be very good. Although I do feel like, again, money factor. Why is that money going into that? That's kind of my thing. You know, that to me shows that there's money there, but it's just not being spread around properly. Dispersed. There we go. That's Friday. Say what I want.
I know. Sorry.
Say what I want.
Sorry.
No. Why are we playing Law and Order? Say what I want. It's still playing. Shut up. I told you I gotta fix this. What else happened? What else happened this week? TFC signed thing. Didn't they give him a contract?
Yeah, they extended the contract of Nick De Leon.
How long was the contract?
I think that was the old DC contract, so they extended it for like, I don't know, X amount of years. I don't know.
It was like Buddy played a few nice games. We got to cut. Oh my. Oh.
They're away in Seattle this weekend, so this is the
first big test.
Yep. So let's see how that happens, and yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, unless you have anything else.
You know me, man. We got to keep our, what is it? What's this thing we're talking about? The run sheet. The run sheet. Make sure the run sheet is fine. All of this is from last week. Yeah, I think we're good, man. If we missed anything, we're back here in 2 days to really break it down and unwind and get into whatever else we got to get into. And go back to the normal routine. Although, you know, for time-wise, we were doing pretty good.
Oh, we were.
Just us two. Who thought that Dan and Ty and Dan would be able to pull this off? Although the soundboard isn't ready yet.
Don't worry, it'll be ready on Monday.
Who would have thunk it?
Exactly. Two intelligent individuals.
1.5. You're the one.
Oh, okay.
You are the one. What would have thunk it? You know? And then we start getting a little crew back.
That's right.
Try and pull Fabs in.
Yeah.
Get Jim's here. Hugo here.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a little party again.
Exactly.
You're missing out, Fabs. No. He's going to smoke me, man.
Oh, yeah.
And his wife.
Oh, we are going to be, you know where we're going to sit at his wedding? We're going to be sitting by the kitchen.
We're going to sit with the workers.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
not going to let us close to a mic. Nothing.
Fabs, I'm stealing the mic and I'm DJing. Anyhow, yeah, but I think that's it for this week. You got to be young fed, so we're gonna.
I'm actually late, so they're gonna kill me.
We're gonna wrap this up. Hey, tell them for a good cause. Tell them, I don't know.
No, tell them to listen to the InnerViews podcast.
Yeah,
episode number 69.
Oh, look at that with the little plug. This was So with that being said, this was episode 69 of the InnerViews podcast. Look at you getting your pod on.
Yeah.
Episode 69 of the InnerViews podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. And you could find it on iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, or any Android app on your Android devices. You don't forget that we do upload videos every day, youtube.com/theinterviews. Don't forget to subscribe to that. And you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/theinterviews. Like and follow and like, or even if you want to be really nice, you could share it. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram, The Interviews TV, where I share some of my thoughts. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to give it to you, pause. And I post some swaggy pictures here and there when I feel like it. And, we're going to start posting more clips, more content kings, pod content kings, because Potters pod, and we are here for all the great Potters, because we're great Potters, and we're the best soccer/footy podcast in the world, and definitely the best soccer/footy podcast in Toronto. I don't care whether Dan's friends or anyone else likes it or not. We are. You got to deal with it. You got to suck it up. But like I said, shout out to all those on Quora, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the social media platforms. You guys are doing great. Don't forget to share the podcast. We'll be back on Monday to break down everything that happened this weekend in all the major leagues and in MLS. Well, it technically is Major League Soccer. Yeah. So I kind of feel bad for excluding it, but you know what I meant.
That's right. I know.
You got it, right?
I got it.
Okay. So
we're on the same wavelength here.
Yeah, we're on the same wavelength. Ooh, look at us.
I know.
Two top Potters.
Right.
With that being said, I almost said Fabs. I'm not even used to this yet. Dan ain't got nothing else to say. He's gonna be young fed. I ain't got nothing to say because I gotta fix this soundboard and whip all this stuff together so that you guys can listen to it, because it's Friday, and while you guys are partying, I'll be at home on Friday
editing.
So with that being said, it's your guy Tyrrell,
it's your boy Dan,
and we are out.